So, answer your question, Michelle. The word qi is a very complicated concept, and one can only understand it through various layers. So, actually, when the Chinese talk about qi, they don't just say qi. They use various combination of words, and one most common combination is something called shi qi. Shi means blood. Qi means air, right? So in that case, what they're talking about is really two things: the circulation of blood or circulation of the various nutrients in your body, and the circulations of the energy. It's as if they're talking about electricity and magnetism at the same time. And they basically said that if you have any kind of swelling in your body, it's because your shi is blocked. Your circulation is blocked. If you have any kind of aching in your body, it's because your qi is blocked. So things like frozen shoulder, carpal tunnel, arthritis, it's all because the qi is blocked. So as you work on these energy points, I don't want you to make it hurt. That's not the point here. You're not trying to make it hurt. But you will feel some kind of pain. It's a different kind of pain. It's not something that is entirely related to the body. Okay, that's why I keep using the word tenderness. All right. Now, the fact that it's hurt more than one side and the other, that's natural. Okay. Sometimes one side hurts more than the others, and they might even change side. It just depends on your body. But there are some correlations. So, for example, when I work with my dad has very bad circulation. Dementia is bad circulation. That's because your blood is not traveling to your brain. It's because either your blood vessels are stressed, or that it's extension of your diabetes. Okay, and so it's obvious then that anything that has to do with the kidney is it would hurt. So the kidney energy points, kidney energy line, and the bladder energy line all is like that. Now, at the same time, he suffers from diabetes, and diabetes, we don't have a separate energy line for the pancreas. So the pancreas and the splint are one of the same. So any energy point associated with the splint also hurts, right? I'm not a doctor, so I cannot tell you precisely how it works. I only have what I have, which is something that I developed over the years working with my dad and my mom and my other students of the same age, okay? People asked that question in the past about lotion and whether or not it makes sense that I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense. I think when you want to massage your feet, often, or any part of your body, people like to use lotion, right? Except that I feel that when we are doing what we do now, we're actually using friction. And so I don't use lotion. I do not use lotion. I don't use it on my dad. I don't use it on myself. I actually want to have friction, okay? So that I'm not saying that using friction is wrong. I'm not discouraging from anyone using friction. Oh, okay, so we're done with our feet. And we now come to our hand, okay, which is the energy point here called the palace of labor, which is a very, very important energy point. It is so important. Why is this so important? This is the healing hand. This is the only energy point that can give out energy. Okay, now it's 9:05, so those who needs to take a break has already taken a break, so it's time for me to tell a little story. So last Monday, my wife had an early doctor appointment, so I told my mom that I wasn't going to stay over. Right? So I usually stay over with my dad, taking care of him during the night. When on a good day, he sleeps very well anyway, so I get a good night's sleep, he gets a good night's sleep, no problem. But on Sunday night, last Sunday night, I decided that I couldn't. I had conflict. And so, of course, my neighbor, their neighbor upstairs, another tenant of mine, called and says, "Hey, go check on your dad. I hear this big thumping sound." And so I immediately got on the phone, called my mom, and I said, "What's happening?" And my mom said, "Your dad fell." I said, "Oh no, let me come over." So, and then I called back my tenant upstairs, who happened to be a nurse. So by the time I got over there, we don't live that far, she's already taking my dad, putting ice behind her head. He has a big lump. And so I examined her and everything, and I understand that no blood, so I didn't feel like calling the ambulance. So I want to get him back on his feet, which is not easy to do. But before I even do that, he complains that the floor is too hard. He's hurting his back, and so I understand that. So I put a blanket underneath him. Then I said, well, how about we just sit on the chair, because then I can help you up. And I put him on the chair, on the stool actually, and he complains that it was hurting him. And so I said, that's fine. So finally I didn't know what to do, and so I pulled his blanket all the way down the hallway. He had some grip bars that I had installed, some grip bar. I told him to hang on to that, and I got him to get up, and then using the stroller, I pushed him back into his bedroom, and I had him flipped over, and I examined him, and I noticed that in his lower back there was this protrusion. That's why he was complaining, and I was like really, really, really nervous because I don't know what's happening. So my mom has some ointment that I can put on to kind of soothe the pain, and I said to myself, I know nothing. Everything I know, I already are doing this. So what is it that I know? What is that one thing that I know? That your hand is your healing hand. That this energy point that we call the energy point of being is that one energy point that can give out positive energy. And the way to give out positive energy is to focus on your mind, on your body. Okay? When you focus your mind on your body, it's as if you're pushing the dark cloud away from the sun, and your positive energy within you, all the best in you, all your compassion, your loving kindness, and your empathy and your equanimity is all within you. You just have to push away that dark cloud. And that's what I teach you. I have to practice that. So I walk up to my dad, I put some ointment. This is the time that I put in some ointment now. And I very gently rub his lower back. I never dare focus entirely on this labor, palace of labor. Just keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. The position ran away. It went away, and he's not in pain anymore. This sucker works, okay? All right, so we're going to work on that, all right? This is the very important energy point.